When Guerrilla Games revealed that Horizon Forbidden West would have underwater gameplay, I was not excited. I was in the minority with this opinion, but I have a deep, lifelong fear of large things in deep bodies of water. I'm still recovering from the shark scene in Batman Arkham Asylum, and that was just on top of the water. However, Forbidden West has won me over, phobias and all. The underwater environments are definitely terrifying and filled with gigantic robot monsters, but they're also beautiful and rich, inviting Aloy to explore new layers of her world. From the submerged ruins of Las Vegas to an underground volcanic hot spring, swimming is shockingly one of my favorite activities in Forbidden West. That and overriding tallnecks. Forbidden West is a direct sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, and it picks right up where that game left off. Aloy is on a quest to restore Gaia, a system that will save the planet from a devastating disease, while also investigating waves of murderous machines that are appearing across the continent. She has a focus, which allows her to scan enemies and environments for information, unlocking the secrets of past civilizations. Aloy travels to the southwest and west coast of the former United States, crossing snowy mountaintops and sand dunes dotted with Joshua trees, before arriving at the ruins of the Golden Gate Bridge. Here, it has to be said, Forbidden West is gorgeous. I played on PS5, and some of the landscapes left me breathless. There's something special about sunsets in the southwest. They burn brilliant reds and purples in the thin desert air, and Forbidden West captures this essence beautifully on screen. I should note that the game's photo mode tends to blow out nighttime scenes, so it's harder to save these moments as they appear during play. As Aloy heads west, hostile tribes and violent machines regularly appear in her path, providing ample opportunities to level up, test new skills, collect special valuables, and override some robots to make them rideable. My personal favorite mount is the Bristleback. It's a big, warthog-like machine with a plump booty and the ability to harvest metal shards as it waits for Aloy to finish a mission. Returning to piles of sparking bristleback salvage is a necessary perk of saving the world as far as I'm concerned. Plenty of familiar faces join Aloy on her journey, including Varl and Erend, and she ends up collecting new companions like Pokemon at her West Coast base. There are also new threats in this world, and without spoiling any story points, the game's narrative arc covers class warfare on an extreme scale, with egocentric trillionaire technology leaders at its core. The new friendly characters have distinct personalities, backgrounds, and skills, and they're incredibly charming. By the final missions, it feels like Aloy has her own little Scooby-Doo gang, complete with a bristleback. However, Aloy is often on her own, especially in underwater scenes. Aloy ends up crafting a breathing apparatus that allows her to dive infinitely, and with the whole oxygen problem out of the way, she's free to investigate a series of vast underwater landscapes, slinking among massive snap maws in the process. Her focus behaves differently beneath the surface, pinging like submarine radar when it's left on. Underwater, it feels like Aloy is flying around an alien planet, and these moments are so quietly engaging, I almost forget to be scared of the giant, murderous dinosaur robots that are also swimming around. Almost. The most memorable underwater environment is Las Vegas. It's submerged but still soaked in neon holograms, with crumbling escalators leading nowhere and buildings cracked through with algae and seaweed. The base of the Vegas Eiffel Tower grounds the entire scene in a twisted kind of reality, and it makes Aloy's fight to save the rest of the world feel more urgent. Once the water drains out of the space and Aloy has to fight off a contingent of amphibious robots, a new battlefield emerges with opportunities for parkour, sniping, and sneaking on the ground. Water adds versatility to Forbidden West, not just terror. Underwater gameplay is only a portion of Forbidden West, and most of the action plays out on land. The game is truly open world, with side quests, battles, and interactive moments scattered around an expansive map. Aloy ends up at various villages and fortresses, where she'll often find hunters, cooks, designers, and weapons dealers to trade with, and a workbench to upgrade her equipment. Different outfits grant Aloy specific perks, while weapons and clothes can be infused with ability upgrades. Crafting and loadout customization are significant aspects of Forbidden West, and alongside the skill tree, these features put a generous amount of power in players' hands, making each win taste even sweeter. Two new tools stand out in Forbidden West for their fun factor alone: the Shield Wing and the Polecaster. The shield wing is technically a glider, but in action it looks more like an illuminated umbrella, which is less hardcore but still perfectly effective. Whatever you call it, Aloy can use the shield wing to cover large gaps and leap from mountaintops, giving her more room to roam. The polecaster is a grappling hook that Aloy uses to open vents and snap to out-of-reach locations, and it's especially helpful in the middle of intense fights against multiple machines. Both of these tools are reminiscent of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they add a delicious layer of mobility and environmental puzzle solving to Aloy's journey. Any area that looks climbable generally is, allowing Aloy to scale mountainsides and abandon buildings with relative ease. Pressing R3 on the DualSense highlights areas that Aloy can grab onto in yellow, and there are usually multiple ways to reach the same destination. My biggest glitch occurred in the middle of a fight. I activated my Valor Surge, a special ability tied to my skill tree choices, and instead of turning on camouflage, I entered a weird kind of developer view, where Aloy was invisible and I was able to fly around the battlefield, untethered but still taking damage. I fixed this by selecting another weapon, which brought Aloy back into view. Given the size and density of Forbidden West, these issues feel incredibly small, and they haven't spoiled my positive perception of the game. I haven't even talked about the tall necks yet. Just like Zero Dawn, I'm low-key obsessed with the tall necks in Forbidden West, and I will always detour to drink in their beauty, and override them, of course. The view from the top of that disc-shaped head is worth it every time. There are new beasts in Forbidden West as well, including mammoth-like tremor tusks and massive cobra robots called slitherfangs, and they're all intimidating in their own special ways. Scanning enemies with the focus reveals their weaknesses and strengths, including elemental damage possibilities and whether their weapons are detachable. My advice is to take fights slow and strategize, just like in Zero Dawn. Use environmental traps whenever possible, take the time to investigate the machines before attacking, hide in the grass, and silent strike when no one's looking. And when that all flies out the window, use the polecaster to escape. Forbidden West is a triumph in many ways. Its world feels alive and packed with secrets, and the story advances swiftly as Aloy makes her way to San Francisco. Combat is frenzied with an arsenal of elemental weapons at Aloy's disposal and multiple ways to approach any situation. The environments range from flooded, neon-lit facilities to expansive deserts and thick jungles, complete with dynamic weather and time progression. The machines are as stunning as they are terrifying. And throughout it all, Aloy's voice actor, Ashley Birch, tells an emotional, complex story of survival, collaboration, and evolution, demonstrating incredible versatility along the way. This is a game worth diving into, no matter how afraid of the water you are. For all the latest video game news and reviews, subscribe to the Engadget YouTube channel, and check out Engadget.com.